This is it. It's dawn of the final day, championship day at this Alabama River Charge here in downtown Montgomery. On the dock, there are 12 boats, anglers ready to go, $100,000. Top points on the line. Brent Chapman is our leader, but right behind him is Edwin and a host of other tough customers, a star-studded lineup, as you are soon to find out. This has been a spectacular tournament beyond all expectations. And to find out why and also learn that same factor that will determine the outcome today, let's go all the way upstream to Mark Zona. Z?
Well, and Tommy, the #1 story in this event is over my right-hand shoulder. We're sitting here below the Jordan Dam. But before we talk about this event, let's rewind to the postseason right here a few years ago. Unbelievable heat, hardly any water running through here. And we asked ourselves, is there a very big population of bass here? Well, let's rewind to Friday on Bassmaster.com. We've got some images where they had every single gate open here. And what it did, it made the fish bite in a very big way. And really what ends up happening is the more water they push through here, the better the fish bite. It's kind of the fan bringing the buffet table to you. And here's the main thing in this event. However you do in this tournament is dictated upon that dam.
Let's take a look at some action from day number 3. There's about 6 or 7 miles of what looks exactly like this to navigate on your way up to that dam. And as you say, Mark Zona, it's changing every day.
Exactly. On the first day of this tournament, there was 6 to 7 feet of water over those rocks right there. The #1 challenge, getting through this obstacle of boulders.
A little scary. Yes, it is. But you know, the thing is, the trees have a lot of water on them, so there's still a lot of water here. But it looks intimidating, I think, is the biggest thing. This is the deal right here. Yeah, Randy said go through the right. He said that's where they take the jet boats through, and you can see there's a gap there, that smooth spot. It looks all right. I guess this is what they make life jackets for.
Well, all this wild stuff is happening on the Coosa River, which joins with the Tallapoosa to make the Alabama River. Not since 2003 have these guys, though, seen it in this condition. This is a really unique opportunity.
Well, you're either going to make it up to the Jordan Dam, really the holy land of fishing, or you're going to do major devastation in your boat.
So you make it through all the obstacles, and this is what you're confronted with. All of this water coming out of the Jordan Dam, and that water's what's turned things on.
Well, throughout an entire summer, this is an area, Tommy, where kayakers and canoers hang out, not bass boats. But with the water levels we've had, all the flood rains we've had, if you can make it up there in a bass boat, well, like we said, it is the Holy Land. But those are the kind of boats you see going up to the dam. A lot of these anglers getting in these little eddies, these little rock piles, they've caught 20 pounds almost in 10 casts. But the major thing to know is when you're up there around that dam and the water drops out like it has since day #1. Day #1, you could run up to the dam 70 miles an hour, not an issue. One thing now that the water's dropped out, you can get in a world of hurt real fast.
This is day 3. Jared Miller of Oklahoma decides to leave the dam, and then that.
I'm right up next to the dam, as close as you can get, and they have 1 gate open. They had 15 gates open yesterday and 1 gate today, so I figured it's going to be no problem. 1 gate's easy. And I was wrong. There's rocks showing everywhere. So I start idling away and go through the rapids and crunch into one. Got to go through the tough stuff to get to them.
Despite all of that, Jared Miller able to make it all the way downstream to Montgomery and the weigh-in. Some serious damage to that boat, though. Jordan, now this lake is the final impoundment on the Coosa River before it meets the Alabama River, and that's what it looks like, Mark Zona, in benign conditions without all this water.
Well, plenty of landmines there to hit when the water lowers. Jared Miller could definitely attest to that. But with the higher water levels, a lot of anglers were able to make it up there. One of them, Brent Chapman, our leader after 2 days of fishing. And hey, this has been Power Fishing 101. When you see it right there, Brent Chapman within a couple hundred yards of the dam absolutely knocked their lights out with a spinnerbait. And these are giant spotted bass. A big spotted bass is, well, it's about 2 pounds. Everything Brent Chapman's setting the hook on over 3 pounds.
Wow, this water has dropped a lot. I cannot believe how different this looks just from yesterday. I'll tell you what, seeing it at this level makes you appreciate what I was running through, you know, not realizing it. I probably would have been a little more cautious, you know, because a lot of that stuff is just right under the surface. The first day, I mean, seemed like pretty perfect conditions, and then yesterday it seemed like the current was a lot greater, which I think it may have had them pushed into this eddy even more. You know, people will be like, well, it's so much easier to fish today, you know, it should be a lot more enjoyable, but, you know, when the water gets slower, so do the fish. There we go. That's how we want them to bite it. Oh my gosh. Is that a spot? Get the boat. Gosh, look at that one. Yeah! That is a Coosa River spotted bass right there. Man, what a blast. Look at that beautiful fish. That's how you win a tournament there. Man!
Brent Chapman obviously liking the results, not even as good as it is on pace with his day 2 production of over 23 pounds. Let's take a look as we go to the day 3 weigh-in, and David Walker notched a win on the Tennessee River system a couple of years ago, doing very well here on this day 3.
And how about Florida's own Bobby Lane? Would you look at that largemouth Tommy in his right hand? Very solid after 3 days, 51 pounds even.
Always a threat, the former Bassmaster Classic champion from Texas, Alton Jones, a solid week. Day 2 was his best day. He's right in the middle of it in 4th place.
And this is the angler you need to watch on this final day of competition. Steve Kennedy, probably more local river knowledge than any other angler, sitting in 3rd place.
Another dangerous guy, Oklahoma's Edwin. Despite a 1-pound penalty on day 1, he is right up there near the top with a great day number 3.
But it was Brent Chapman, your reigning Angler of the Year champion, backing up his day 2 performance. Check out his weight, almost a 4-pound average of spotted bass. But Tommy Sanders, he has other issues right now.
Well, one of those issues is going to be what happens on day number 4. As you say, it's been a different tournament each and every day of this competition. Will our leader get back up to here, to the promised land? Because the water level will be different on day number 4. We'll see what happens when we come back.
There is no room for error there. You mess up there and you're liable to rip the whole bottom of your boat off, take your motor off. I mean, it's not sandbars and logs, it's rocks. Yeah, I bet you can't even get up there now. I mean, we got up there this morning. I bet you can't get back up there now.
I'm looking forward to the final. It's, you know, we'll just see what happens tomorrow at the current and the water level. You know, I've got 2-3 different areas. I got a couple areas I hadn't been to yet that, you know, I've been kind of saving, so we'll just see what happens.
I mean, you know, Edwin, he's got an area, I think, where he's not concerned about water level so much, and there's so many of us in the top 12 fishing an area that's now gotten smaller and smaller. So now we're all gonna probably all be in that same boat to go figure out the newest water that we can fish, and there's gonna be 4 or 5 of us all doing the same thing.
I said, that's gonna leave a mark.
The Bassmaster Elite Series Alabama River Charge, presented by Brite, is brought to you by Minn Kota, Humminbird, Toyota, and by Nitro.
Welcome back, Bassmaster Elite Series, the Alabama River Charge. Guys are charging a lot on their credit cards to fix these boats here. Look at that sort of damage that the high water has wrought, because it entices you to go to places like this, and when you try to leave, right there, Jared Miller doing some of that damage we're talking about right there. But he made it back. He made it back, but still, we can't quit watching this. This is too much.
Tommy Sanders, and we're going to give it to him. This is going to be the Evan Williams Bourbon Shot of the Year.
You are right. You're right about that. So far this year, we've seen nothing like this tournament. Every day has been different. Everything, as you say, Mark Zona, has been dictated by this water level.
Exactly right. And going into the final day, here's what we always run into on the Elite Series. A lot of your anglers sit there and wonder, man, am I out of fish? How is my spot going to do? And really, if you look at these weights right here, worrying about your fish is the least of your concern.
Let's take a look at our Skeeter Boats rules of the tournament. 4 days of fishing anywhere on this river system. You go all the way to that Jordan Dam we just saw, all the way to the Marten Dam on the Tallapoosa, and as far downstream as you want to go.
Exactly right, and there's a lot of anxiety on this final day because if you look at that seawall right there, the water has dropped even more. And the point I'm trying to make is your concern right now is not your fish. It's if you can get back up to where you caught them the day before.
Well, Brent Chapman, our leader, but not by much, is ready to get things underway.
Let's go win this thing. My area's done. You know, my little honey hole, I can't get to. You know, if I could, I'd love to, but I don't have the right type of boat to do that. So hopefully I can go to a different part of the river and manage to put together some big ones.
Let's go along with them, our leader, Brent Chapman, and more than half of the rest of this 12-man field as they make their way upstream up the Alabama River, past its confluence with the Coosa River, past the town of Wetumpka, and that is where Brent Chapman, well, for better or worse, is going to find out his fate for today.
Well, Brent Chapman, let's take a look right here. There's where he was fishing the first 3 days of this tournament, and he's going to have to, well, stop shy and fish in the town of Wetumpka. Here's the deal with this. Brent Chapman has led this tournament in one primary area, and really on this final day of this tournament, Brent Chapman is completely starting over.
There we go. Gosh, Lee. Oh. Get in here, yeah. That is the kind of bite you like to get. Not as big as I thought, but a 3-pounder. Man, that was an awesome bite. Those fish do, those are the most powerful bass next to a peacock bass I've ever seen. 4 more like that and, you know, at least then they've got, you know, they've got to catch them. Need a 5-pounder though. Those go a long ways, or that 6-pounder. There's a fish on there. Gosh, a good one too. Yeah. How about that for a surprise catch? 60-pound braid with a 25-pound leader. That's how you like to catch them. Another 3-pounder. No giants yet, but
Brent Chapman, our leader, not exactly where he wants to be, but as far as that leaderboard goes, he is exactly where he wants to be, hanging on with that good, solid keeper there to start his day. And Steve Kennedy now, you said the guy to watch out for, mainly because he has so much experience here.
Well, exactly, and Steve Kennedy, well, Steve Kennedy's a little bit fearless, too. But what we see so far this morning is a lot of our anglers heading up towards Wetumpka, laying up a little bit, not gambling and going all the way to the dam.
We're going up the river to go look at it. They've turned the floodgates off, so I'm not certain we're going to be able to get all the way to the dam where we've been fishing, but they're going to still be biting. I don't know how we can access them, but we're going to catch some fish. There's some places down there below the bridge that are stacked up with little ones and occasional big one in there mixed in with them, so you know, we got a pretty good shot at this. I did this yesterday. I got 3 bites the first cast, and I caught a little one the second cast. Third cast, I caught probably my biggest bass, like a 414, I think. Oh yeah. Did we call that or what? These are some bad dudes too. Come on, dude. They're tough dudes. I don't want to give them give up, give up, give up. That's what we're looking for, guys. I get a limit of those, and then I can find me a 6-pounder. We might actually pull this off.
Steve Kennedy had a fabulous 23 pounds plus day number 3, and he is on track to get that going again. Steve Kennedy working towards that limit.
Exactly. We see a lot of our anglers not making it all the way to where they were at on day number 3, at least so far, Tommy Sanders. Really in this tournament, it's been a 4-technique deal. It's been a heavy spinnerbait, a heavy swim bait, a crankbait, and a jig. But a lot of these baits, they have heavy heads on them to keep them down in that current to where that current doesn't just blow them past the fish. And the other thing we've noticed is a lot of these spotted bass would group up real tight, and you'd get in, well, a flurry like Steve Kennedy has found.
Quit laughing. Dude.
A river that's been changing each and every day. Who's going to adapt the best so far today? That man has been Steve Kennedy, loading the boat. His first stop of the day. He's definitely got something figured out, coming from 4 pounds back to take the lead. Edwin Evers gets into the act when we return. Alton Jones as well. How about Brent Chapman? He's still got plenty of time to get that lead back. And guess what? The boat rodeo is not over yet either. We got plenty of that when we return. Welcome back to Bassmaster Elite Series. This is our 5th stop for 2013, the Alabama River Charge. And we have a charging Alabama River and its tributaries to deal with this time around. That's what's made it a great tournament. If we look at our Yamaha lay of the lake, we've got about 75 miles plus of river fishing available. Go up to the tributary, the Coosa River. A lot of guys running up there to the 2 dams, the Bolden Dam and the Jordan Dam. There have been huge water releases in the early sections of this tournament. Now it's changing.
And for Steve Kennedy, it's changing in a good way. Early this morning, Steve Kennedy throwing a 3/4 ounce swim bait, went on a major flurry, put a limit in the boat real fast. And really what he's throwing at right here, he's throwing at a little gravel bar from about 4 to 8 feet of water. And with this water dropping, it has piled those spotted bass up on top of it. And the most amazing thing about this spot, actually, after putting that limit in the boat, Steve Kennedy is actually starting to upgrade his catch.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I need to punch the button though. I can't let him go. I'm lucky I didn't break that one off. I'm very lucky. I can't get him in close enough. Come around. Go. In the box. Woohoo! And the hook falls out. I'll take luck any day.
By far the best start of anyone on this final day. Steve Kennedy started the day 4 pounds back, now has a 4-pound lead over Brent Chapman, who started the day with that lead. Now over to David Walker.
David Walker, never been to the Alabama River before, and really, he has no knowledge of this body of water.
Yeah. The trick is not knowing what's down there, so you're not afraid. All these rocks come out in like seams, and if you get over one, then it gets deep again. There's really no warning to it. And when you hit, it's solid rock. There's no dirt, there's no gravel, it's just solid rock. My first day marshal, he kayaks up here a lot, and he's like, nobody's gonna believe where I'm at right now in a bass boat when I tell him where we came to. And I'm like, oh, I mean, it wasn't that bad. We've run through. But now that the waters fell a bunch, I can see what he's talking about. It is rapids, and you know, they've got them named, and kayakers are going through them, and here we are running bass boats through them. We're going regardless. Whatever it takes, get through there, pick through it. If it takes you a little longer, so be it. But that's where we're going. I'm fishing right there. I didn't catch one, but there's a fish there. There's no doubt. I mean, you know where he's gonna be. That's what makes it good. Told you. Good one too. Told you there was a fish there. All right, hang on, hang on. This is ugly right here. You get out into that current like that, and it just takes you, like you seen in that video yesterday. And then when you hit that, I mean, you don't have any control.
David Walker with some fancy boat work and making a quick little move up the leaderboard. The guy who started just 1 pound 3 ounces back is this man, Edwin Evers. He's got 3 second places on this river system, but he loves catching these spotted bass.
They are awesome fish. They're just a ball of meanness fire. I mean, I set the hook on one and it's just, and I mean, I got it on braid and a flipping stick and things explode. Oh, yeah. Seen him come get it at the boat. Wow. It's the strongest, most awesome fish ever. They're right in an eddy, right where there's seams. You know, there's probably not current right where they're sitting. Gosh, I got him. Just not very big. Oh, he's pretty nice. Golly, I've just got one little old bitty hooky in him.
Edwin Evers fishing below the Bolden Dam on the Coosa River. Some good results there, moves himself into second place behind our leader for the time being, Steve Kennedy. We have so much more yet to go on this championship day. 12 guys shooting for the 100 grand and the top points, and for the guys going upstream, hey, the best fishing still is just around the corner. What will they do to get there? We'll see. We come back.
Oogie boogie. I said, that's gonna leave a mark.
The Bassmaster Elite Series, Alabama River Charge, presented by Starbright, is brought to you by Berkeley, Bass Pro Shops, and by Triton Boats.
Alabama River system that started out this tournament 10 feet higher than normal and rolling. We have seen some amazing things in this wild and woolly Alabama River Charge. 5th stop of the year for the Bassmaster Elite Series, and we got more to come on this final day. Take a look at the anglers who are playing in the top 12. That's who remains on day 4 of fishing. John Murray of Arizona having his best tournament in a long, long time, strong each and every day.
How about classic champion Alton Jones running on the other side of the fence, running down to the Jones Bluff pool, getting away from the crowd and getting it done.
Bobby Lane, big fish Bobby Lane, started this day in the top 6, but things haven't been going quite to his liking today. He has slipped a bit.
And our champion from our last event at West Point.
Catch a hold, Skeet!
Skeet Reese starting to make a run here at the Alabama River, and Tommy Sanders making a run at another Angler of the Year title.
Oh, it's very, very important. Those Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points. As we came into this event, we had some big names in the top 3. Take a look at it. Edwin Evers, Kevin Van Dam, that man you just mentioned, Skeet Reese. That's going to get shuffled possibly a little bit depending on what happens the remainder of this championship day. Last year's Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Brent Chapman, started this day with the lead, but he knew things would be different.
Exactly, and what's different is he is not going up to where he caught him the first 3 days of this tournament, knowing in his mind that the winning fish could be just 2 miles upriver if you can get there. And we asked him, are you gonna go?
I can't, no. I left there about 11 o'clock today, and it was the scariest thing I ever did, just getting back. So there is no room for error there. You mess up there and you're liable to rip the whole bottom of your boat off, take your motor off. I mean, it's not sandbars and logs, it's rocks.
And that's the theme of this, leading a tournament for $100,000 and knowing you cannot get back to where you caught him.
There we go.
Not a big one, but it'll help. Get in here. Better than I thought. They were loaded in here the other day. All right, get the coal at least.
Brent Chapman has his limit. Now he gets to upgrade it a little bit with that cull right there. Again, Chapman started the day with the lead. He slipped some, but he's, with that one, upgraded a couple of pounds, a little closer to our leaders. We're going to get real close to our leader right now, Steve Kennedy, up the Coosa River with a little bit of company in the form of David Walker. These guys, what's brought them up there is not a lack of water. It's been too much water, but now it is a lack of water that's controlling their destiny.
Definitely. Both of these anglers right here, Kennedy and Walker, know that Brent Chapman's exact words were, he chink it out. He is not going. Both these anglers know if they get up there, just put them in the boat, they could steal this event, but, well, Walker's not stealing anything right now.
It's pretty entertaining. He was trying to get through that little chute and come down here and just keep coming down, but holy cow. I said, that's gonna leave a mark. Glad it's not me. Yeah. Damn. That sucks though, it really does. I was just gonna be here if they had to get out of the boat, but there he goes. He's free.
Well, David Walker's only got 8 hours to fish, spend a little time there, but it's all in service of getting to the juice.
Exactly. Steve Kennedy not run over to help him real fast. Anyway, Tommy, it's time for our Humminbird Advanced View. Here's really what's been going on below the Jordan Dam for all of these anglers, whether it's Walker, Kennedy, Chapman. Earlier in the week, when the water was 10 feet high and started dropping, those fish would funnel out from that flooded timber. And each day, it was a progression of following these fish, really from the bank out into the river. And what ended up happening is it just confined them in very, very small areas. As Steve Kennedy put it, you could knock their lights out in 5 casts. Literally, they would be stacked on top of each other.
So that's a scenario in this water beneath the Jordan Dam. Now, the same impoundment, but a different dam is the Bolden Dam, and that's where Edwin Evers is, a different water situation.
And really, the Bolden Canal has so much timber on the shoreline, but that is not what Evers is keying on. If you look over his shoulder here in a second, you're going to see it just a washed out bank, really hardly any timber, and that is where the face of the current is going to hit the hardest. Edwin Evers concentrating on little subtleties.
Everything I'm trying to key on is just little irregularities in the banks. You know, like this spot here has got a little point in the gut. Any place the current's hitting it hard. And it seems like these fish are really relating to areas where there's a clean bank. And what I mean by that is, you know, you look up and down through here, there's lots of flooded trees. I just don't think those spotted bass want to be in those flooded trees. I think they want to be where it's clean and they can see what's coming. You know, they can see their food or their prey, and they're on these clean spots. And I still think some of them could be spawning, you know. Those individual fish you catch up and down these clean deals, they still got a bloody tail. You know, I know it's kind of late, but I think these fish also wait for the water to stabilize a lot of times. I need a big one. There's one. That's a good one too. Stay on there, fish. Stay on there, please. Oh my goodness. Golly. Oh, no. Man, hit me right at the boat. It's a nice one too. It's one I need. Golly. Oh, come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, please. Gotcha. Woo! Look at that one. Yeah. That one helps a bunch.
A big fish and a huge moment for Edwin Evers right there. Started the day in second place, only 1 pound and 3 ounces back. Edwin Evers, who has quite a history on the Alabama River. Out of 5 tournaments he's fished in here, he has finished second 3 times. He does not want that to happen again, and as we head for the final stretch of fishing, there's still plenty to happen. Brent Chapman with Edwin Evers, Steve Kennedy, even Alton Jones will be back. This is the 5th stop of the year for the Bassmaster Elite Series. Stop number 6, our next event, the Diet Mountain Dew Mississippi River Rumble, the upper section of the Mississippi across Wisconsin. That should be some good stuff up there. You talk about good. This tournament has so far outstripped anyone's expectations as far as fish catching goes. Look at the big bass of the tournament. The Carhartt Big Bass, 6 pounds, 4 ounces. That's day 1, Kelly Jordan, the biggest single-day catch, the guy who started today with the lead. On day 2, he caught 23.5 of these spotted bass on the Coosa River. Brent Chapman, hats off to him, and now he's trying to get to his spot and really couldn't do it today.
One of the best Berkeley heavyweight bags, though, we will ever see. 23 pounds of spotted bass. But so far today, Brent Chapman starting off really strong. 2 good spotted bass, not in his primary area up near the dam, starting to second-guess the decision not to go.
Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself after seeing Kennedy go back through that gap. You know, from there, had I been earlier in the day, I probably could get up to my good stuff, because you can actually idle a lot more than what I realized. It's dropped at least 3 feet up here.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Yes, stay on. Get in here. Yeah, baby. Look at that. That's what you call choking the spinnerbait. Big old shad down his throat. That's a helpful coal.
All right, Brent Chapman still culling there, and it's meaningful. He has pulled within 1.5 pounds now of our leader, Edwin Evers. He was as much as 4 pounds back earlier.
Going to take a look right now at a first-time day with Alton Jones, get on the water with him, and he's really been fishing in the Jones Bluff pool below that dam really the entire week. And the reason why, he said he knew that bottom would drop out below Jordan, no doubt. Really concentrated here. He said it would not have a lot of company and it would reload every day. So far, he has been dead on.
Fish. That's a good one, too, if it's a bass. Please be a bass. Okay, there we go. There's a 4-pounder. That'll help a little bit right there. Still got time. We still got an hour to fish down here. I'm gonna put that in there, and look what I'm getting rid of with that one. Look what I'm getting rid of. You think that coal wasn't good? Thank you, Lord. That bush I caught a 3.5 pounder by this morning is 3.5 feet out of the water now. So they have dropped this thing so hard. I've got to feel like that's had something to do with my bite. I think the water coming down will be good for the bite here, but it probably needs to stabilize a little bit. You know, falling 3.5, 4 feet every 6 hours, it's pretty extreme. There he is. It's a big one. It's a big one if it's a bass. Big fish. I've got him over a log is the problem. Yeah, it's a bass. It's a big one. Oh, don't hang up there. Oh, okay. There's another 4-pounder. Time's running out, but we're bagging 4-pounders.
Alton Jones with an absolute Alabama River stud right there. Now let's get out with our current unofficial leader, Edwin Evers, really making a strong move today.
Well, Edwin, we've been following you so far today. I know you're wanting bigger things to happen. What's the game plan for the rest of the day?
I just made a long run to an area that I think I can catch some 3-pounders out of. You know, I'm gonna give it about an hour, hour and a half up here, and then go to my final area at the end of the day.
Edwin, almost every angler in our top 12 said they were worried about you. What has changed today from day number 3?
They didn't bite. I mean, I just did not get the bites this morning.
The fish are there. You just can't get them out, or they shifted positions, or what are your theories on what's going on with that?
If I knew, I'd tell you. I'd have found them. You know.
You just really hadn't found them.
Yeah. You know, if I can get, 3 more 3-pounders, I feel like I at least have a chance.
All right, Edwin, it looks like you got plenty of time to do just that, so we will leave you to it. Thanks so much for spending a moment with us, and we'll see you soon enough.
Thank you. There's a bite. Do they have it? Is it little or what? I really had high hopes for this little stretch right here.
Well, Edwin Evers may have the lead. As small as it is, he does not seem like a happy guy at this time. The expectations he had are not being fulfilled today.
Well, really, if you go back to the All-Star event that we had here about a year ago, the exact same thing happened on the fight. Actually, happened in the last couple of hours. And Edwin Evers really has one more spot left that he has saved. But this spot right here definitely has not panned out. Edwin Evers is a ball of frustration.
Well, we have seen so much during the course of this tournament. So much wild goings on with this high water and all the changing conditions day to day. You wouldn't believe me if I told you what's going to happen in the final hour of fishing. Do not go away. You don't want to miss it.
The Bassmaster Elite Series Alabama River Charge, presented by Starbright, is brought to you by Evan Williams Bourbon, Yamaha, Mercury, and by Skeeter Boats.
This is it. We have reached the final hour of fishing in the Alabama River Charge, and Edwin Evers, who held the lead less than an hour ago, finding frustration as we head for this final moment of reckoning on the river, and he promised to move. He's made that move.
He really lived in the Bolden Canal the entire tournament, and he's got one spot here in Cooter's Pond, right near our boat launch, and he said, but I've just got a stump in here that I have left alone all week long. And the one thing about Cooter's Pond is there are a ton of bass released in this area. Edwin Evers has not put a dent in them yet. And he said the great thing about this area, it is full of big ones.
Fish, big one, big one. Big one, I didn't see it. He just hit it really hard. Oh, it'll go. Golly. Come on, baby, stay on there. Gotcha. It'll go, but it ain't a giant. But there's some more up there. Man, he hit it good. I got a point right here. There's one single stump out there that these fish are staying on. I gotta make sure I call the right fish.
With that one, Evers now back slightly in the lead. He's got to be careful. Like he says, he lost a pound to a penalty earlier in the week.
Exactly right. You have to give him credit for leaving his primary area. He absolutely knocked their lights out in the Bolden Canal. These are the kind of moves we've been waiting for from Edwin Evers throughout the years. Edwin Evers making a strong charge at this title.
God, that feels like a good one. Stay on there, fish. Stay on there. That's what we need. Come on, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Man, they're mean fish. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Look at that. Man, why do they just always have to have one little bitty hook in them? Oh, please come here. Please come here. Gotcha. Oh, yes. Man, 3-pounder. It's not as big as I thought it was, but it's a good one. I thought it was bigger than that. I'm not complaining, though. Which one's bigger? Close, aren't they? Okay. So that blue on that side's my next call. That's a nice one.
It was close when he started the day, just over a pound behind our leader, Brent Chapman. He knows it's going to be close at the end of the day as well. Edwin Evers striving for every ounce because 1 ounce could make the difference.
Man, it is automatic every time I hit that stump. Golly, I don't know what I got. Feels like a good one. Stay on there, fish. Please stay on there and be a biggin. Be a biggin. Be a biggin. Please be a big one. I don't know how big he is. Come on, baby. Oh, he's not that big. He just got one hook in the side. That's why it felt so big, because he's hooked outside the mouth.
Edwin Evers, the angler from Oklahoma, with 7 victories. He knows he's done his best on this final day. What's in the back of his mind is the fact that he's finished second place 3 times out of 4 events previously in this Alabama River system. Will it happen to him again?
From Tallapoosa, Oklahoma, E-squared, Edwin Evers. Started off today with 58 pounds and an ounce. He's got 5 fish. Looking for 14 pounds, 5 ounces to take the lead. 17 pounds, 12 ounces. Edwin Evers takes the lead with just 1 angler left to go. Make some noise for Edwin Evers. With that, we say goodbye to Steve Kennedy and hello to Edwin Evers, our brand new leader. We have 1 angler left to go. We talked about Angler of the Year. He has already tasted victory there. He is a 4-time Bassmaster winner. He is our reigning Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, Brent Chapman. And with that, we will bring him up. Edwin, I'll ask you to join him. One of these anglers is going to win this title. Get side by side. 59 pounds, 4 ounces. Come on up here to the scale, guys. You need 1610. Who is going to win it? Is it Edwin or Brent Chapman? 1610 is what he needs. 5 fish. 14 pounds, 13 ounces. Edwin Evers tastes redemption on the Alabama River. The Alabama charge belongs to E-squared.
Our champion of the Alabama River charge is Edwin Evers. Edwin, congratulations. Was this one a little bit of a surprise to you?
Oh my goodness, you have no idea. I was back there frustrated. I was wiping my boat down because I was just aggravated at myself. I let another one slip through my fingers, and I caught those 2 big ones early, and I never looked at them again. I put them over on their side of the live well, and when I put them in the bag just a minute ago, I was like, that fish is a 4-pounder. I thought I got a little bit more than I think I had. It's just, man, I wanted to win this so bad. You don't understand.
Well, if you'd finish second again, that would be 4 seconds on the Alabama River, right here on the Alabama River. So that's a nice one to break up right there.
Yeah, I'm excited. You have no idea. They're so hard to win.
I really don't know that I've ever seen an angler as surprised as you were about 5 minutes ago. If you can, this was a week of change. Every day you had to change on this body of water, yet you still went at them with really a primary 1-2 punch.
I did. You know, I caught them flipping and cranking. You know, it evolved more into a cranking term. I started out flipping. I caught a few on a War Eagle spinnerbait throughout the week, you know, but the majority of everything either came flipping, cranking, or a spinnerbait.
A lot of the anglers were very susceptible to when that water dropped in a big way. I mean, they were in some serious trouble below the Jordan Dam. That was not the case for you.
I just, you know, I felt like, you know, the water could hurt me up there, and you know, that's why I focused with bouldering. You know, you can get up there 365 days a year, and something about those fish, you know, it happened in there early. You know, that was a big key for the whole tournament. You could not get a bite from a decent bass after an hour. I mean, it was done, and I'd spend till noon, 1 o'clock every day trying to get a good one in there. You know, I feel like I'm a pretty good angler. I can figure out how to make them bite. They'd quit, you know. It was a frustrating deal, and you know, if I could ever get myself out of there a little sooner, I could have made more weight a couple more days.
Edwin Evers, your victories total is getting on up there. You're into some rarefied territory right now. Your career is just about to fill out about the way you'd envisioned it, isn't it?
You know, I just want to win Angler of the Year, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Well, you got 3 more tournaments to get it done. He's on top of that leaderboard right now. Let's give it up one more time for the champion of the Alabama Charge, Edwin Evers.
Thanks, guys.
I said, that's gonna leave a mark.
Gosh, look at that one.
14 pounds, 13 ounces.